Hello, this is Mike from MFWoodShop. Today I'm going to run through 10 items that I think every woodworking shop should have. They also make great gifts for Christmas. So stay tuned and see what I got. So the first tool on the list has to be a square. I use a square every day in my shop, and there's a couple different squares out there that you want to be aware of. So I like the Empire square, this blue one. It's made in the USA and it's very, very accurate. Let me show you a couple features about this square that I like versus an ordinary square. Some of the standard squares that you buy at the home centers will have a pivot point down here. And in woodworking, that pivot point can be a hassle. For instance, if you want to draw a line all the way across, you run into that pivot line. So it don't actually bring your line all the way to the end of the board. That is one of the main reasons I like the Empire square. The Empire square don't have that pivot point, and you can run your line all the way to the edge and get a nice clean line. Extends down as well. So if I need to make a mark here and a mark down here so I can see, it's all in the same line. So the next one on the list is ear protection. I'm really enjoying these IsoTune earbuds. They are Bluetooth, so they can hook to your phone. They have this really cool magnetic feature. When it snaps together, it actually pauses the music, and you can just dangle it around your neck like this. And then when you're ready to use them, you can put them in your ear. The music starts back up. Now this is the standard version of the IsoTunes. IsoTunes also makes a pro version. Costs a little bit more, but there is some benefits to that. The longer battery life on the pro versions, and they also got a wired set now where you can actually just plug it right into your phone, don't have to worry about recharging it. The standard IsoTunes is about a 4-hour battery life, and to solve the problem with me working in here all day, one of these won't last all day. So I bought a second set, and as one's charging, I'm using the other set. So I've been really enjoying the IsoTune earbuds for hearing protection, also just to have music in my ears. A nuts and bolts bin is a great gift to give somebody, especially if you take the time and label everything and fill it up for them. In this example, I've used this cheap nuts and bolts bin, and I filled it up with all 1/4 bolts and 1/4 hardware. I got bolts ranging from 3/4 inch to 3.5 inch long. I got locking washers, regular washers, fender washers, locking nuts, wing nuts, T-nuts, and regular nuts. I got a few drawers down here with some specialty 1/4 like thumb screws, and I got 1/4 inch dowel rods in here, little 1/4 inch little dowels. All sorts of 1/4 inch hardware. Now find out what size hardware that the gift receiver is using mostly, and then pick yourself up a cheap bin and just fill it up with the hardware and label everything. Makes a great gift, and they will be very pleased to have it. Rubber gloves is also a pretty good gift to give somebody. These things get kind of expensive, especially if you get the higher quality ones. And I think this box was like $20. So that's a good gift. But take it a step further and get yourself a rubber glove holder. The rubber glove box will usually fit right inside that holder. And then you can mount that to a wall, or it has magnetic strips on here where you can just stick it to a toolbox or something. Also makes a great gift. This might sound strange, but getting glue for somebody that has a woodworking shop is an awesome gift. I typically use Titebond 2 and regular Titebond in my shop for the most part. There are some special glues like Gorilla Glue and some CA glue, with the activator that I use sometimes as well. And I also have two glue bots. One I use for Type Bond 2, which is what I use mostly, and the other one has the original Type Bond. So I can have two different dispensers when I decide on which glue I'm going to use. Also, I have these little triangle points where I can set something off the surface of a table and set a piece up here for painting. If I'm painting something and I need to get both sides, these triangle points work very well for that. Going back to the glue, I got a couple glue dispensing items. I got a little roller. It looks like a little paint roller, and I can pour glue into this rubber piece here that the glue don't stick to, and I can use that to spread my glue. Also got a series of little brushes. Also have the little rubber tips and a glue tray here as well. I can dip my brush into the glue, use the different tools to spread the glue out. Believe it or not, I picked these up in the cooking aisle at one of the stores. They have these little rubber tips. The glue does not stick to them. You just let it dry and then you just flake the glue right off. They work pretty well for that. By far, this is the best drill bit setup that I've ever owned. The bits themselves are very high quality and they work very, very well. I've cut metal, I've cut wood with these, and I've had no problems out of either material. One of the selling points to this kit is each tip has a color coding corresponding with the row. So it's very easy to put your drill bits away and find the particular drill bit that you're actually looking for. So for instance, say if I want a 1/2 inch, I know that one's red and it's going to be right here. Main advantages to this is everything's labeled nice and neat, it's color coded, and it's a high quality drill bit. You can pick this kit up and store it on your tool bench next to your drill press, or like I do, I store it into a deep drawer. Now, without a doubt, I used my drills every time I come out in my shop. I own two drills. I own a regular drill and an impact driver, and both of them get used every day that I'm in the shop. Also, a couple specialty bits that I have that I really, really like. I don't use these often, but when I do use them, they are very valuable. One of them is a centering bit, where it's usually like in hinges. You can put the centering bit right into the hole of the hinge, make a hole, and it's perfectly centered in that conical hole. And then you can drive your screw. The other bits that I use quite often are countersink bits. Here's a set of them with different sizes. The one I use almost always is this smaller one. You can drill a hole and it also leaves a little spot where the head of the bolt goes down into, or the head of the screw. And it's nice and flush. I don't own very many hand tools, but one that I do pick up all the time is a flush cut saw. This is just a cheapie, but I use it quite a bit for sawing off dowel rods or plugs that I've put a screw in, put a plug on top of it, and I sawed it off. The advantage to one of these saws in the wood shop is you can actually get right down pretty close to the wood without marring the piece of wood. So one of these in a woodworking shop is very handy to have. Another very strong recommendation on gift ideas would be clamps. Every woodworker needs clamps. It don't matter if you're a novice, a professional, a hobbyist, it don't matter. Every woodworker needs clamps. And that's one thing that woodworkers hate buying is clamps. They can be very expensive, and there can be a variety of different styles. So you just never know which style of clamps you ever need for a particular project. So you almost need all these clamps. Not to mention when you have big projects and you want to glue up, you need a lot of clamps. And the old saying goes, you can never have enough clamps. Two of my favorite clamps are the Bessie K bodies, and those are great for panel glue ups, and the Bessie F-style clamps. I use these little ones quite often in the shop for a number of things. So don't forget clamps for your Christmas list. The very last one on the gift list is gift cards. No woodworker, no shop will turn down gift cards to their favorite supplier, whether it's a big box store or a specialty place online. So don't forget about those gift cards. Everybody loves them, everybody needs them, and they can just pick out what they want. Thank you for watching today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time.